Good morning. Here is a summary of the Lee County Board meeting held on June 20th, 2023. This video is going to be about just the Captiva agenda item issue. As soon as the meeting started to cover the agenda items, Commissioner Mike Greenwald motioned to move the density and height agenda item to a future date of August 15th and the zoning case to August 16th. Commissioner Ruan asked the dates to be changed to September 5th and the zoning case to September 6th. Commissioner Greenwald agreed to this motion to change to those dates. Before the commissioners voted on the motion overall, public comment was allowed to speak about the motion to move the date, but not to discuss the actual issue. Basically, the commissioners were just delaying this item so they can learn more about the issue. There were around 100 cards submitted for people wanting to speak. If you haven't attended a Lee County meeting, the way the process works, anyone who wishes to speak submits a card and then the commissioners will call them forward. At the end of all the cards, they usually give anyone who hasn't signed up but wishes to speak an opportunity to speak. About 30 people spoke because at this point the commissioners only wanted to know whether you agreed with the delay or not. You weren't really supposed to speak your opinion on the issue overall, but pretty much everyone did. The first person to speak was the South Seas Resort representative. One of his comments is that they have no intention of building above 3 stories. He basically said that they did not request these changes and they have no intention of using those changes, blah, blah, blah. I call bull, but that's just my personal opinion. Since he was the first to speak and the first to disregard the commissioner's request to only discuss thoughts on delaying this issue. He just spent the time to go on and on about how they didn't do this is all misinformation, and even though they aren't part of the Captiva plan, they want to work with them. What the heck? First off, pointing out the fact that you are not part of the Captiva plan is kind of a stupid move when you want Captiva on your side. And then to say you want to work with Captiva when you've had numerous opportunities, daily opportunities, but yet you ignore those opportunities, it's kind of like saying, sorry, not sorry. Later in the meeting, the Lee County lawyer even said South Seas wanted these changes so they can request rezoning in the future. The fact that South Seas keeps saying that they didn't request these changes is sketchy and dishonest. The next person to speak was Sanibel's mayor, Richard Johnson. He was quick to point out he will only speak about the motion at hand, which is to delay the issue. Nice burn to South Seas rep. He had excellent comments about working together. The majority of the comments everyone made were happy that the motion was being moved. There was lots of great comments, excellent thoughts. I'm very glad there was such a great turnout for this meeting. Hopefully they will all return on September 5th. Holly Smith was also one of the commenters. She pointed out that she would have had rather heard a no vote instead of a delay. I agree with her 100%. I loved that she asked why they didn't include the Captiva Community Panel when they have worked with them for 21 years. She asked that they make South Seas include their plans on this issue since this issue seems to be benefiting South Seas the most. Later on in the meeting, the commissioners kept saying South Seas doesn't have any plans, that's not part of the process, blah, blah, blah. Again, I call bullcrap because there's been lots of rumors going around about all these plans that they want to do. So don't tell me they don't have plans in mind. David Mintz spoke and also said he would have preferred a no vote. David Mintz is the Captiva Community Panel's vice president. He said the ordinance was meant to fix things that aren't broken. That is an excellent point. Why change anything when it's been working perfectly for the last 50 years? All the key players spoke and made great points. Honestly, after listening to everyone speak, it would be mind-boggling if any of the commissioners actually voted yes on this ordinance in September. The only people who did not make good points was the guy speaking for the South Seas Resort. Oh, also the lawyer for Lee County Planning Department. He basically gaslit us again. Yeah, I'm still not a fan of him. After everyone aired their grievances, the commissioners all voted yes to push this issue to September. This just means everyone needs to gather more support, because after listening to the commissioners talk about this issue after everyone made their comments, I kind of feel like Ruan is the only one who understands. The others give me the impression that they agree with the Lee County lawyer that these changes aren't going to affect anything, but we all know they will. So yes, people, don't give up. This was not really a win today. The only outcome we want is for them to say no. And side note, humorous part of the meeting, one of the speakers mentioned she was a full-time mermaid. I'm like, what the heck? I want to be a full-time mermaid. I didn't even realize this was a possibility. Sign me up. Thanks for listening.